All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Fast and Slow podcast. We're on episode number 14. Here with me, as always, is Nate, and we're gonna really figure out where this is gonna go. I don't think we have any plan on how this episode's gonna start or navigate. I've been busy doing house things, and so my project isn't really doing much. It's on jack stands right now, but otherwise haven't done much. However, Nate, I think you've been
Okay.
doing some stuff in the
Yeah,
garage.
yeah. Let me grab it, and I'll start by saying I'm so pumped with how this has turned out.
Wow, that came out so nice. So we're looking at the louvers on the side of, I guess, side panel of the pedal
Yeah,
cart. Yeah.
yeah. So this is one of the side panels. It's the panel itself isn't done. Obviously, this cutout's going to change. How it kind of blends with the front is going to change. But I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't have this totally figured out in my head yet. So, and it could ruin the panel. Like if I screw it up, it has potential to totally ruin everything. So it's like I might as well just bite the bullet and get it done.
Yeah.
And I talked about the test panel I made last time, so that gave me a lot of confidence, and I just went for it, and I could not be happier with it, honestly. For this one,
Yeah.
the only complaint I would have since I did it by hand really was that it was kind of lumpy.
Hmm.
Basically, you could see like everywhere where I like kind of struck it with a hammer. But yet last night I took the time to start I guess planishing would be the better word for it. So just carefully, slowly finding all those highs and lows, and then kind of knocking the lows up and the highs down you know, to make it all smooth, and that's working out pretty well. This
Cool.
was the first side I did. The other side I think is even better, but it looks exactly like it, so I won't even
Yeah.
waste your time by showing you that. But
That's
yeah,
cool,
super
man.
pumped.
Yeah. So now that that part's kind of finished, other than some kind of blending, will you still roll it on the English wheel for the other parts of the panel? Or is that panel
This
like done?
As far as the English wheel is concerned, I think I'm calling this one done.
Cool.
What will definitely happen is obviously this top is where it's going to I'm going to weld to meet the other panel, and then the front. So all these edges are going to get fully welded with its neighbor panel,
Yeah.
and that'll make a mess of things. That's
Hmm.
gonna This top edge will go from like you know flat to you know wavy as it warps and distorts when I weld it.
Yeah.
Um, to smooth all that out, I might be able to do some of that with the wheel. So like it's going to be an access problem. I guess when there's another panel here, I might be able to get in
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
and smooth that part out with the wheel, but eventually I'll be trapped and I'll have to smooth it out by hand, which is where you'll be hammer and dolly, tedious,
Okay.
straighten everything out. But
Yeah.
this was the big deal. Yeah, beyond happy with it. It totally fired me up. Like, especially I've got the other side done, and when you get I have them kind of clamped together on it, and you kind of like I said, you kind of walk by it and look at it,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it's totally got the effect I was going for. Like, it's the little bit of attitude,
Hmm.
a little bit of hot rod, a little bit of
Now, does that become a cheese grater to your shin if you were to like walk by it as it's sitting at right height? Or is
uh
it kind of dulled out?
it has potential. Uh, right now, no. Like right now, I can that wouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But I've spent some time on this one. The other side might hurt somebody if but this shouldn't hurt anybody. But I've kind of knocked the edges off. But it I wouldn't want to fall against it, but I'm not gonna
Okay.
hurt. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
hurt
yeah.
myself doing that.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of what's nice about like this is 63 thousandths or a 16th, about basically a 16th inch thick.
Okay.
So that's not like a knife's edge. Like
Yeah.
that's not gonna
Uh,
hurt anybody if
sure.
you
Yeah.
were to impact the edge. when you trim though, you totally have the possibility to leave like little barbs.
Right.
Sometimes I find one with my finger, but
Have you had any like massive like okay, we got to go to the ER
no,
accidents?
no.
Okay, knock on some wood.
Knock
So,
knock on
yeah.
wood. The
Yeah.
worst I've done, I've drawn a little bit of blood. Um, the worst I've really done was one of those little, you cut it and you end up with like a jagged edge.
Hmm.
Um, one of those like kind of like poked straight through a callus on my hand,
Ugh.
but like grabbed the callus. It was one of those that I was like, that that probably really cut me.
Hmm.
Like you're afraid to look at for a second.
Yeah.
Then I looked down and I was like, oh, luckily it just snagged, the callus and not actually my like the palm of my hand or anything.
Yeah, yeah. I've only had a couple like I've had to go to ER urgent care or whatever for I was like drilling out it was really stupid. I was drilling out in a like fisheye like electrical connector trying to like get it just a little bit bigger.
Just a little bigger.
And I was rushing, didn't have gloves on, and it hooked the drill bit and like brought my finger around the bit. And
Yeah. Ugh.
yeah, that required a visit because they were worried it like hit the bone and
Oof.
chipped the
Oh
bone.
God.
But so,
Honestly,
but
and recently the worst, the most blood I've spilled in the garage in the last year here anyway was fixing the daily driver, putting those direct injection fuel pumps on,
yeah,
and I had this big old, had this guy, amazing light. It's a
yeah.
stream light.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I have a Streamlight somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, totally kick ass
Yeah.
thing, right? Like, but it's heavy.
Hmm.
And I had it magnetic and on, and I bump it and catches me. I can still feel it in my mouth.
Oh,
Catches me right in the lip.
damn,
And same thing. I'm like, oh, that hurt, and then look at the back of my hand, and it's like, well,
damn.
I didn't need any stitches
Yeah,
or anything, but
yeah. It hurt. But dude, that was cool to see like your daughter getting to be there for the
yeah.
creation of the louvers.
So that's been, anytime she asks, I'm always like, well, I got to be careful because it's not. There's some things that I just really don't want help with because it's pseudo dangerous or loud
Hmm.
or. But she started asking a bunch of questions. Like she was like, "Oh well," they walk by it every day, and every now and then they'll be like, "Oh, like how's it going? Like what's next or whatever."
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put these vents on it." And she was like, "Well, can I help?" And I was like, "Actually, yeah. If you want to hold, because I need to keep the panel flat and level while I'm
Yeah, yeah.
hitting it." And so I was like, "Yeah, that works." So and then we've got, just from taking the kids to races and stuff, like they've all got their,
Sure. Yeah.
they think it's fun or funny to wear headphones and safety glasses and gloves and, you know so she even reminded me, she's such a little rule follower. We got started and she was like, shouldn't you be wearing gloves?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
yep, I should. Let me stop and get gloves.
Oh, that's
But
good.
yeah, it's funny. She's been asking a lot of questions about it, and same thing with like just about anything. And I think, I don't know, sometimes it takes like, you're in a hurry, like, so it's like, well, I'm just trying, I want to just get in there, do it, and get out or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's hard to resist the urge to be like, well, no, because I want to go fast. Like I'm just, so it's like, well, you know what? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can, and it'll take twice as long, and that's okay.
Hmm.
You gotta, that's a conscious thought. That doesn't usually come off the cuff like that.
Yeah. Trust me, as a guy who spent many, many, many hours with my dad on this car,
Yeah.
do it.
So do you ever recall getting the sensation that maybe he would rather you not?
So not on the car, uh, where him and I butted heads because he's so let me see how to word this. I
Sorry to
without
put you on the
sounding
spot there. That's a,
no, it's funny. I think he would agree. He one, he, busted his ass all day at work.
Yeah,
doing car stuff, like he's a
doing that.
mechanic. And then he would come home and, fall asleep on the couch like after dinner,
Oh,
like
sure. Yeah.
any grown up would.
Yeah.
And I'm, after school, like, all right.
Yeah.
And I'm, super organized and, wanted to get this thing on the road. Like, even
Yeah.
as a eighth grader, I had this goal in my head, like, you're going to take it to senior prom and that's the target. And so, like,
Nice.
I was like, I have to do this.
We're
And,
behind. You're in eighth grade. You're like, Dad,
yeah, I'm like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like,
we're burning daylight.
why are you sleeping? Now I get it, like
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, so there was never like in the garage. I don't recall like me being around and him being like, maybe there was times where he had a customer car because he did work. That was the other
Sure. Yeah.
thing. He like works on cars after work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
His day job, side hustle, and hobby.
yeah, yeah. So, it'd be like a Thursday night and I'm like coming down, wanting to do whatever to this thing that I could. And,
Yeah.
he'd be like, well, I can't, like, I gotta,
Yeah.
like, this, gotta make the money.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I think really it was me just over motivated and him over exhausted is
Yeah.
where
Yeah. And
that hit.
I think I'm right now. I think I've got some time to practice because that's what I'm afraid of. I really don't want her to ever get the sense that like maybe I would rather her not, or the answer needs to always be yes. That's the goal. Like
Yeah,
if she asks or wants to, just it's always yes.
for sure.
But uh, like I said though, like your gut or your first reaction is usually like, well, I really in my head, that's the thing. Like I'll be at work and I'll be thinking about it, and I'll be like, all right, what do I want to get done today? It's like,
Hmm.
okay, well, I need to make a whole bunch of noise, so I should do this like right away as soon as I get home before the kids get quiet time and all that.
Hmm.
Just go make a bunch of noise. So that's I'm on a mission. I go out there and and then
Yeah.
if it's like, oh well, can I help? And you're like, well, I had planned on doing all this super aggressive, loud beating with hammers. I was like, okay, well, I can maybe pivot to do something a little more age appropriate for you.
Yeah, yeah. We did everything on the car, like engine. We did have somebody rebuild a transmission, but like brakes, everything we had our hands on. Um, Looking back though, I think there's a lot of things that I wish he would have like demo do a little. Like,
Oh,
hey,
sure.
I'm gonna like show you how to do this, and then like watch you.
Yeah.
And if you mess up, we'll like start over.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think that was on any of our minds. I think, it's just me looking back. I
Yeah.
think of like, if I had to rebuild these drum brakes, I don't, I'd have to like look up a YouTube video on how to take apart
Yeah.
a drum brake, because I don't think I watched, I did a lot of watching,
Yeah.
um, but I don't remember it being like, all right, figure it out. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
do it. So,
I
um,
guess, yeah, I've wondered that too. Like even with it's going to be totally different. Like my dad wasn't in a technical field at all, but
yeah.
just, you know, the compulsion to do a lot of like maintenance yourself. So I have
Hmm.
a couple memories of like brake jobs or a water pump on a minivan or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was like dang near an adult. Probably we knew each other before I ever like stood under a car,
Mm.
like on a lift, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
actually from got to like observe and be like, I wonder. And
Hmm.
I was probably driving, honestly. So it was my car. It's like, well, that's
Yeah.
my car. I can go lay under it if I want and look around and see how
Right.
all this works. But it's like, and then, so here's my like 6 year old or 7 year old daughter that's like, she's under here, like, well, what's that? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
So
oh,
you're already
well, I
ahead
guess
of
if
the.
you're curious, like, have you ever let like a 6 year old just wander underneath a car? It's on a lift, of course, it's safe,
Yeah.
everybody. But
Yeah.
uh, she can literally come out here and be like, what's that do?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Like, I
pretty
guess,
cool. I do have a vivid couple memories to share. The first, we were, we had not moved to Beaver Creek yet. So we were like, I was probably in like preschool. So I remember this. This is how impactful this memory is. My dad had a car on jack stands and I think he was trying to like adjust them or something. And I'm like standing next to the car, and it
Hmm.
falls off the jack stand. And
Really?
like I don't remember like, what he said or what I did,
It's
but
probably for the best.
I remember the car like falling off, and
Oh my God.
it being like, holy shit, this could have been real bad. you
Yeah.
know? Uh so I and we didn't have a lift till I think I left. Did I leave for? I think he got it after I left for college because we did
What?
everything with the yeah, we did
You
everything with the
sure?
Camaro. Yeah, because I
I
remember
thought, see, in my head, I have all there always being a lift in that shop.
no, because he built it. He poured concrete. So for the listeners, the my dad's garage is 30 by 30. It's got like 12 and a half foot ceilings, so it's got a full size lift. Um, but it's built into a hill, so it's got he basically uh, like formed concrete walls like a basement
Yeah.
in the very back. And so I think that's like 6 feet of concrete, maybe 7 feet, and then studs up to 12. And then it kind of stair steps down um, to the like grade of the hill. So anyway, I wanted to paint that picture for the listeners. So yeah, he poured that concrete. I think it was like September of '04, and then like the framing, and it wasn't done till probably '05, '06. And so he was in the garage and then didn't get the lift till like '09.
Huh.
So we did like, I mean, we put the motor in, like everything that I remember on this car was on jack stands. The only thing we used the lift for was I think I came back one weekend from college and we put a rear diff, that's when we put the 410 in.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so I was like real salty with my dad. I'm like, we did
Do everything the
everything.
hard way.
And I had a pickup truck. I want to say sophomore year, I had an '86 Ranger. I don't know
Yeah.
if we were friends yet at that point. It was a gray Ranger. The
I
transmission went
rem-
out. It
I
only went
remember the
into
Ranger.
yeah, it only went into reverse. And so like we we put it on jack stands in the driveway, and I remember like bench pressing the transmission out of the truck to replace it with another junkyard transmission.
Hmm.
But yeah, so moral of the story there is like have your daughter out with you all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll see. I mean, she's like, so this pedal car is technically for my son who's 3, and I can tell she's getting a little bit jealous. Like
Mm,
her obviously she has one. That was the first one I did, but she can't fit anymore. She's like, it's not. She can, but it's really not age appropriate anymore.
yeah.
So I keep like teasing the idea of like a go kart, or not that I like need another full blown project,
Hmm.
but I'm like, I'm in the back of my mind. I'm also like, I might have to turn and burn because 7 is like prime age, like go kart age,
Hmm.
like the beginnings of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, she like a yard cart or something like that. I mean, I don't know. We don't exactly have the space for it, but with that kind of thing, I can maybe be a little less salty about floor space in the garage. But
Yeah.
uh, so like, and every now and then she's like, "Oh, I want like," I kind of like, "Well, you want it like, go kart would be cool." And she's like, "Yeah, it would." I'm like, you want one that makes like a lot of noise? Like, sometimes she says yes, and sometimes she says no. But
Yeah. GSR Gixxer 1000 engine and
yeah,
or Hayabusa.
yeah. But both the kids say like, especially with the bug, like obviously there's no, it's carbureted and there's no emissions or anything. Um, and both of them will say like, I like that smell. Like when I start it in the garage and pull it out or
Yeah.
whatever, you know. So I'm like, well,
I mean, it doesn't get better than like a Briggs and Stratton exhaust. Like
right, yeah, same thing.
that's
Like when I
like,
go to cut grass, and I remember that when I was a kid, like something about the the smell of the exhaust and fresh cut grass. You're like,
oh yeah.
that's a Friday night for you, like
Yeah.
playing outside and
Or my favorite was Kings Island. It's not that anymore. I forget what they changed the name to, the
still
amusement
Kings
park.
Island.
Is it? I thought they changed. Oh, it's not Paramount Kings Island. It's
Oh,
like
sure. Yeah,
something else.
it's
But
still Kings Island though.
but they had like the antique cars that,
Yeah,
yeah, that was the best because they had the Brayson
yeah,
Stratton motors and
yeah,
like you'd be in under the overhang and it was just like all
yeah.
accumulating.
And
Oh,
you're just all following each other, so you're just breathing the
yeah,
exhaust of the front and
yeah,
whatever's in front of you. And yeah,
hmm
I remember that too.
yeah.
But
Oh, that's good.
yeah, so like the obvious answer is to get like a Power Wheels and put, like convert it to 24 volt, or
Hmm
there's plans all over the internet to do this. It's so easy to do it now.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like that's cool in its own right. I've got friends that have done it, and yeah, they're pretty quick, but I'm like, I kind of take us back to the 90s, man. Like I
yeah.
never had that was one thing I always wanted was a go-kart, and I never had it. I mean, eventually once we moved closer to you
hmm
by off of Stutzman there,
Yeah.
eventually we had like a golf cart or something like that. But
Okay. Yeah.
um, we were
Yeah.
past prime go kart days. We were young adults by the time we got those.
Yeah, my brother and I shared a yard cart. Sorry, there's a fly in this shop. Yeah, we shared a yard cart. I want to say like junior high. I think I was probably like sixth, seventh grade, something like that. In
Yeah,
our backyard. I mean, we lived in, like a suburb, but
yeah,
like my parents let us ride the perimeter of the yard. And this was before the garage was put in. So like we would go all the way down the hill, come all the way back up, and it was just like a dirt track. There
yeah,
was
yeah.
no grass left.
That's what I'm wondering. Like that's yeah. I got to kind of like manage my expectations because I'm in full blown neighborhood. Just in case
Yeah.
anybody's wondering, I'm in the suburbs.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have space. There's a vacant lot next to us, which is nice. Take advantage of
Mhm.
that while it lasts, and then a common area. So we've got a shared space. So as long as none of the neighbors got too upset and said, "Well, I'm afraid to be out in this
Yeah.
supposedly shared space because you're always hogging it with your rowdy kids,"
Yeah.
but
I
only
think
one way to
it's
find out.
yeah, that's true. I also think like if your kids are out there by themselves and just like raising hell,
Yeah,
probably less attractive than you out there like supervising and making
setting up
sure.
cones and banners
Yeah,
and
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Yeah. No,
Oh man, that's
the I will say though, like I'm probably not the only one that thinks that way. It is cool. I feel like it's more so in this neighborhood, and I couldn't tell you why. That like when it's nice in the summertime, like loads of kids outside. Like
mhm.
it's it's kind of refreshing to like see, honestly, like
Oh, that's good.
kids in the streets on their bikes and kicking balls from 1 yard, like over the street, over cars. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, like this is. Some people would have you believe that like kids don't do that anymore, like
hmm
drinking out of hoses and stuff like that. I was like,
Yeah, it's still out there.
I don't know where I am. It's looking a lot like how I grew up. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's just us. We're all like, oh yeah, like we're gonna let you do all the things we did, or if it really never went away and that's just a misconception. But
Yeah, it could be. I know our neighborhood we left in Georgia, uh, there's kids everywhere. And it was almost, I have a little different opinion just because we were in a cul-de-sac and to get to our house, like it was like Frogger. You didn't know, like,
yeah,
and they're like young kids, not like
yeah,
7, 8, 9, more like 4, 5, 3, 4,
yeah.
5.
We've
And
got a
just
couple
like,
of those where it's like
yeah,
three or
I just don't want to,
four, you're like in the road, like
yeah, I don't want to
nothing
kill
about
you.
that that's good.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No. So, I guess I could talk a little bit about Camaro, even though I haven't really done much since we talked last. Ooh, before I do that, I did get like signage up and a couple more lights and things.
Oh
So,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, what we never finished our light conversation.
oh God. we have other expenses to take care of in the
Oh,
house, so
sure.
the lighting's gonna have to pause.
That's all right.
Roll my eyes. But I did put up like another light over here. So it's kind of, I got it on magnet hooks.
Nice.
That kind of, it gives a decent amount of light.
Yeah.
Doing that. And then like, I just hung up my signs and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I think, oh yeah, I do want to show you this. A long time ago, JD, our friend, was like, "Hey, send me that picture you like. My friend wants to see your Camaro." And so I didn't even think anything of it, and I was like, "Yeah, okay. Here's the picture I took that I like a lot."
Mhm.
And then he gifted me this. It's like a etched rendering of the Camaro picture I sent him,
Nice.
like burnt into the wood. So
That's awesome.
yeah, and then I got my table set up to get ready. It's pretty cool. They come pre-assembled. The parking brake.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So that just dude, it's like super easy setup to get it put together. Um, I'm not I'm not really concerned with like figuring out how to get it. I don't know how that audio is. I'm gonna reset. Uh, yeah, I'm not super concerned about how it's gonna put together. I think there's like three bolts that kind of hook it all together to the flange.
Hmm.
Um, so did I say I had to do different size studs, wheel studs
Yeah, you
last
did.
time? Okay, yeah, so I got those. Um, yeah, for any listeners, I guess I over the weekend I painted 10 total rooms. We don't like not 10 bedrooms, but like 10 spaces. I had to
Yeah.
like bedrooms, living spaces, kitchen, front entrance. I mean like took me 4
More
days.
more power to you. That's not my favorite. Not my favorite thing to do.
It was miserable. I mean, not to talk too much about house painting cuz that's not what this show's about, but like, you know, the hardest parts, prepping and then
Oh
getting
yeah.
everything set up. Like once you're painting, it's fine. You get in a rhythm. But to do that 10 times, I did on Monday, since I had Monday off, 11 hours straight. I took like 15 minutes to eat food. Uh, but then, yeah, I kept going and then I took Tuesday off. So I'm done. It's just behind the car there. You can't see, but all that side of the garage just has paint shit and all the drapes that we're getting rid of. This
Yeah.
previous owners were like 80, and so they had these like flower curtains. So like they're
Sure.
all on the
Everything's
other side of the
dated.
car. Yeah. But it's done and I th- all my trips are postponed because of the shutdown, so
Yeah.
I should have time to get back to the car.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah. Uh what else? Yeah, I don't have a lot of car updates, which I know that kind of sucks, but
That's all right.
it is what it is.
I'm not sure if
Uh
I think it's been there for a while, but I've been decorating with license
yeah,
plates.
that's cool. I like that.
It's on both. They're just on there with magnets.
Yeah.
Most of them are my old plates, but once people found out like that I'm collecting license plates, i.e., I just don't throw them away like a normal person.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I my in-laws and even I bought a car when I was in Indiana, and they were like, "Oh," I mentioned I had California plates on it. Super bizarre.
Oh, I
But I
didn't
was
know
like,
that.
"Oh, I
Yeah.
really want like if it's okay with you, I want to keep the California plates. Like, I don't know if you need to return them or not. Some states are strange with that."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh no, take them." I was like, "Sweet." So I've got people are like, "Oh, California." I'm like, "Yeah, not mine," but
Yeah.
I,
That's cool to have.
I
Yeah.
snagged it when I saw it. But
Yeah, I've got an extra set of historic plates on the other side of the toolbox I've hung up over here. But yeah,
uh,
this thing's slowly coming together. Like it seems like every free weekend day I have, I don't know, I spend about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours, just uh, trying to find permanent homes for stuff. I
I am way past due on. I need to finish the airline and all that, and
oh yeah,
then, like you said, a permanent home for things. Like I've still got ladders leaning against the wall, and I keep telling myself like by before it gets cold, like I would need to get everything totally sorted out. But it's just a never-ending battle, and I can't bring myself to stop, like either working on the pedal car or doing something
hmm
else to do it. And that's why I mentioned like you need to do the lights as soon as possible, as soon as
hmm
as soon as you can, because it's so hard. Like once you've got a car project, you're like you're gonna stop and put up
yeah,
lights. Or
yeah.
part of me
Honestly,
still wishes I might have painted the garage, honestly, but I think we're
yeah.
past that.
Don't yeah, painting no bueno. But
How does that make you feel? Sorry, I
yeah,
didn't mean to
yeah,
trigger
like
you like
trigger
that.
flashbacks. Uh yeah, I've collected so many like strip lights over the years. I think at this point, as much as I would love to do it, to have
Yeah.
lights put in, I don't have like the lighting's way better than I've ever had. And I think a lot of it's everything's white, so white walls, white cabinets.
Yeah.
Um, and then I've got the carpet, which is like a light tan, and so everything
What
like reflects really well.
what's above you? What do I see in the reflection on the Camaro, light wise?
Oh, uh,
So you have like it looks like.
yeah, I've got these two, and then
Oh, okay,
everything's backwards and inverted.
that's fine. So you
Um,
do have, yeah, all right. So you're not dealing with just like
yeah,
single bulbs.
yeah. So I've got these are like 6,000 lumens, and I think these are like 10 a piece. And then this is the same one over there, and then I've got this that light under here, which does a really good job, kind of like reflecting
Yeah,
everything. So I can live with it. I'm happy with it. It's not a forever garage. I just got to keep
right.
telling myself that. You know,
Yeah,
it's the best garage I've ever had in my entire life. Uh,
yeah,
it's great. The only thing I don't like is it's got four windows on each side, and so it takes up like on both sides of the toolbox are probably uh, 30-inch wide windows, 30 maybe 34-inch wide windows.
yeah.
And so like you can put stuff in front of it, but you can't hang anything
Sure.
off the wall. So I got to find a place to put the vise. Um, I haven't figured that out yet. Kind of what my
How
plan
do
is.
you how do you feel about windows in the garage? Like them? Hate them?
I I'd much rather have a door, which we have, which I'm super happy about, like a you know just a regular door to leave the garage.
Mm,
Um, I'm not. I don't know. I don't. I would not want to sacrifice the wall space. I'd rather have the wall space back than
yeah,
a window. Um, I don't see myself ever opening the blinds or opening the windows. Just, I mean, it's a three car, so I like have
sure.
plenty of cross flow, especially with the door in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I so when like we have windows in the garage door,
Yeah.
which I like because I mean when I'm in here and it's sunny outside, like especially when it's cold enough where,
hmm
well, I guess I even find myself a lot probably leaving the door shut as much as possible, even if it's really hot in here.
Yeah.
That's just because I feel like I'm on display. Like I don't,
hmm
I'm torn between I would love to have like, I don't know if you follow Jesse James on
hmm
Instagram or anything,
Yeah.
but on occasion he'll post one of his shops or workspaces where there's like these beautiful roll up glass door, like it's a garage door, but it's all glass panels and all that.
hmm
And he'll be in there working or whatever, and you can see the trees and beautiful country, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's the dream right there. Like, so it's like it'd be cool to be in here working and still see outside and have sunlight come in or what have you. But and then every now and then I'll be like, I'm gonna open the door and do it. And like I'll be like welding or something, and
hmm
then I'll hear a car like drive by and slow down or stop, or and then I'm like, are they looking at me? Like,
Yeah.
are they what are they doing? Like, are they looking at the garage? Or and I'll stop and I'll like flip up my mask, look around, and I'll be like,
Hmm.
oh no, they stopped to do something that's not nothing to do with me. And I'm like, well, son of a bitch. Like I could have just,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get super paranoid about like, I don't know if it's even just me in my own head or what, but
A neighbor being like, you running a business out of your house? You paying
and that,
taxes?
and I guess I'm never worried about that. Like I'm never worried about somebody being like, you're not allowed to do that. Like you
Yeah.
don't even know what
Yeah.
I'm doing. Like if you can tell me the name of this activity,
Yeah.
then perhaps I'll give you some credit. But it's more of like, with all the toolboxes and welders and fancy tools and everything, I'm more of like somebody like casing the joint, like.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I go back and forth. Uh,
So I think if, eventually if we have this dream after I retire from the Air Force and we'll be on a plot of land with, neighbors uh, way, way, way away. I think having a garage where it's open like that, where you
mhm.
have kind of a, I hate to use like a military term, but like defense in depth, the
Yeah,
sense that like, you know, you can have your doors open and not run any fear that somebody's gonna, you know, do
yeah,
anything to mess with you.
yeah,
Uh, I think that'd be cool. I like Goldberg's garage. I mean, like he's got, everything is open and just kind of like,
yeah,
you know, no light needed during the day because you got the
yeah,
sun coming in.
yeah.
But
I think
and
too,
we're
like when I was talking to somebody about like, oh, like same dream garages and house setup. It's like, yeah, I think I would, if I had the choice, it would be three or four, or whatever, as big as garage as possible, but just not facing the street.
mhm,
And part of the reason too is like, as much as I want a huge garage and I'm all about the garage. I still don't necessarily want to like pull up to the house and be looking at huge frontal area of garage doors.
mhm,
So
yeah,
like having the garages face to the side
yep,
and go back, I think would be preferable. And then you're not, as long as the doors are opening to the street, you're going to have constantly have people walking their dogs and kids riding bikes
mhm.
and people driving by and
Yeah. I'd
things
like to
like
have a
that.
garage kind of offset in the back, with
Yeah,
the driveway that connects.
yeah,
Um, yeah, we'll have to have an episode, like maybe we do it next time of let's talk about our dream garage. Like, what is the criteria? Because
yeah.
I could talk for another 2 hours about that because I've been thinking about it for my whole life.
Let's see, since they're 18, yeah, or
Yeah,
sooner.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I so this is a it's not a problem yet, but I guess I have like a prerequisite, I guess. I already need more garage space.
mhm.
And not that anybody's like super serious, but one of these days we need to get serious. Me and guys I work with are all like, you know what? Why don't we just go in on a commercial space together? Like,
Yeah.
and it's like every now we all talk about it and we're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, I or somebody else will find one, and then it's like, oh, well,
Yeah, so one of the locations that was like on our list, I think it might have been like a DC area for going to a new base. Like you're not going to find a place with a garage. Like I would sacrifice everything, to just
yeah,
be in DC. Uh, and so I kind of ran it by Sarah. I was like, hey, like I could like rent out a shop space, to
mhm,
still have my hobby. And I think it's a valid point. I'll say like she was like, well, like I'll never see you because you're going to be working, and then
yeah,
you got to drive whatever 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 15, whatever it might be,
yeah,
to work for a few hours, and then so like I see I see like it'd be cool, right? It seems like it'd be cool, but I'd be worried about how do I balance the
yeah.
time to
And
be
that
away.
and that's why I mean, so like right now, like having one project car with a lift and a 2 car garage, plenty of space. I got
Hmm.
like a whole bay of elbow room, and I can work on it. So at least like right here where I am now, right here now, like I could get away with just storage space. I really just need a place. It's like, okay, here comes winter time. Winterize
Oh,
that thing, put it away. Now I've got projects on the lift, and I've got this whole space that's me actively working. I really
yeah,
just
kind
need a
of.
place to put these, either cars that I know I want to get, or um, even it's like our daily needs heavy maintenance or something like that. It's like, well,
Hmm.
it'd be nice if this thing got out of the way, but I'm not going to put it outside.
Sure. It's almost like Finnegan's setup.
Yeah,
He's got that,
whatever
pole
mysterious
barn.
like storage space he has.
Yeah.
The
That's
real
that's a good point. Yeah.
the real kick in the shorts is people want stupid money. Rent something like that out is not something that I'm going to be able to swing right now.
It's like a house, right? I mean,
Oh, at least I mean
yeah.
some decent, like, so like your dad, like 30 by 30, somebody might
Hmm.
want 1,500 or $2,000 a month.
That's insane.
It's like, well, I don't got that floating around that I can just piss away.
No,
But
that's.
so like to me, it's like, well, then I'd almost need to buy. Like at least if you
Hmm.
bought something, then you've got a hope of not like losing your ass on it. Like you've got the equity and all that in it. But
Yeah, it's not going to depreciate, you know,
right,
like assuming that the world doesn't end, like you'll get your money back.
should be able to
So,
sell it and get your money back.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
still, that's also money that is not just.
Available. Yeah, it's like,
I'm not the government. I can't run out of
yeah.
my fake money, and
Yeah.
I
Oh
had to
man.
throw that in there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Doesn't rules are made up and points don't matter.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah, I think about that a lot because it's like we're really happy where we are. Like this isn't our forever house by any means, I don't think, but
Hmm.
it's still for like the sake of being happy where you are. It's like fun to think about, like, well, what would it take, like, to stay here forever,
Hmm.
and how would you solve that problem? Like, I don't want to keep saying like, oh well, you know, I'll do that. I'll save that for the dream garage, or I'll save that for,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah, I
it's like,
find myself doing that a lot, of like when I get out of the Air Force, I'm gonna do X, Y, or Z, and it's like,
yeah,
man, life's just gonna fly by, and
yeah.
not gonna do it. So, so I hear that for sure. I think that'd be cool. I mean, if I lived close to you, I would be very, very interested in doing that.
Yeah, that
But
would make like 5 people that I know that have been like, yeah, I'm fresh out of space, and the but
oh, dude, it was funny the other day. We were, I forget what Sarah and I were doing, but uh, I think I like brought up, I made a stupid mistake and said the inside words out loud. And I was
oh
like,
no,
yeah, I'm gonna be doing, like I like Chip Car and like I really want to do a Shelby Cobra. Like I like for
oh
whatever
just
reason, I brought it all up.
yeah.
She's like, what are you talking about? Like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have a Corvette and a race car and
Yeah,
Camaro. It just kept rolling, and I was like, oh man, I got a lot of work to do.
yeah, I've done that before. Even with like the sprint car project, it's like eventually one day I just same thing. It was like, not to be sappy or anything, but it's like life's too short. Like
Hmm.
I've been dreaming about this forever, and not necessarily that I've known like, oh, I've never, not to say that I've been dreaming about a sprint car forever, but like,
Hmm.
no, I want to build a car from scratch. Like I don't know what it
Yeah.
looks like yet or what it's going to be, and
Hmm.
then it I found the plans and the people and the know-how, and then eventually it was like, you know what, it's going to happen. And kind of the same thing, I was like, oh yeah, I'm mentioned it to my wife, and like I just kind of had like, yeah, if you replay the words that I said, sounds insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it seems so easy to me because I've been thinking about it for the last 10 years.
Yeah, if they
Like,
only knew what
so
was happening in this head.
yeah. So to just say it and then to actually start buying parts and having the parts show up and be there and being like, yeah, I'm gonna go meet a stranger in Salina, Ohio,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna give him like a couple $1,000s for a 90-year-old engine that he swears runs, and I'll be back.
Yeah. Track me on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
And
man,
so like
that's
there's been
funny.
there's been a lot of those. It's like, hey, sweetie, I'm gonna go meet a stranger I met on the internet and give him cash. I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, just do it. Yeah. What?
Yeah, just do it. Well, we're coming up on the hour mark, and I will say if this thing goes over 1 gigabyte of data, I can't upload it to Canva. And so selfishly, I'm hoping that when we finish this episode, the file is less than 1 gigabyte so that I can do all the editing in Canva. Otherwise, I got to do all
Okay.
this other bullshit. So
All right. That's all
I
you.
I found that out today,
Are
this
they
morning.
usually over a gig?
The hour is kind of right around the gig.
All right.
Um, or if I have to do like editing of stuff, then it ramps up. So I think if you're cool with it, we get this one in the books. And
Yeah.
but I do want to make a plug. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about, God, it's probably a month ago. We talked about business cards and stickers,
Yeah.
and we agreed on the design. And so I'm gonna buy them. True fans of the show, if you comment on our Instagram page at the Fast and Slow Podcast, you will get a free sticker. I'm saying it
Wow.
here just
Do you
because
have
I would
do
love
you
to know
have
the
all
feedback
five of
loop.
those stickers ready to go?
Yeah. I'm gonna order like 100, just to start zapping everything. But
Well,
no,
yeah.
I am a little curious, who actually listens, and I'd love to continue to spread the word. And I think the business cards and the stickers, yeah, it's a step in that direction.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool. Well, for an episode that we didn't really have anything to talk about, I think this was a fun episode.